Harry's good-looking, and the models are cute. But keep your eyes on the cards to win all that loot on Cut Sharks. And here's the host of Cut Sharks, Jim Harry.
Thank you very much. I thank you, and welcome to Card Sharks. Nice to have you here with us. And thank you for joining us at home. We're in the middle of our second week of Turnabout with some very well-known MCs playing for their favorite charities. It's been fun, and we're going to continue in a moment. Right now, I want to thank for the opening poem Peggy Bond of Freeport, Ohio, watching on WTOV Channel 3. Thank you, Peggy. Now let's open up the board, get to the cards, and we'll welcome once again Jack Clark and Jim Lang. Hello there, Jack.
Jimmy, how are you?
Good to see you, James. Vision in gray there.
Jim Perry's handsome. The girls are cute.
Well,
in this game, I have a little slack, but old Jim Lang is going to come back.
He has thrown the gauntlet down.
The gauntlet is thrown. Yeah.
Whatever that is.
Hey, I was talking last week with Wink Martindale. We have our acting debuts coming up here in another couple of weeks on NBC. Yeah.
We did a scene in a movie, the
Great American Traffic Jam.
That's
right?
Oh, they're talking Emmy.
Emmy?
Yeah, for us.
Oh, good.
What do you play? What do you guys? What?
Would you believe we play golf?
Yeah, golfers.
Very badly. Who are you
got to be a comedy,
for?
right?
Talking about playing
The National Association for the Prevention of Child Abuse.
We'll just ignore him with that comedy thing. And Jim, you're playing for who?
The National Association of the Visually Handicapped.
All right. Nice to have you both back. Playing for good charities.
All right.
We'll pick up where we left off.
Golf game, too.
Playing the best 2 games out of 3, and of course it's a round robin as our players keep coming back. We're in the middle of game 2 as Jim Lang won game 1, and Jack Clark now trying to make a comeback has moved over.
I think he won the game, Jim. I hate to tell you that.
Check that. Jack won the game.
Yeah.
Would you change that little light over there, put it on the other side?
50-50 chance.
See that? Now it's over there where you need it.
I'll take it.
And Jack is leading in this one. He's moved over with an 8 as his base card. He needs 1 card for the match and a chance at the money, and Jim hasn't turned a card over yet. So, Jim, the question goes to you.
Okay.
Jim, we asked 100 bachelors. Have you ever cried yourself to sleep over a woman? How many bachelors have cried themselves to sleep over a woman?
Well, I know there have been some.
None.
It's when they realize how ugly their date was, is what happened. 20.
20 out of 100 have cried themselves to sleep over a woman. Bachelors. Higher or lower, Jack?
I know. For openers, I don't conceive of crying yourself to sleep anyhow. You know, why not stay awake and enjoy it if that's how you feel? But bachelors, again, they may not be telling the truth, but I will go lower.
You say lower?
Yeah.
And if it's lower, you'll play your cards. If not, Jim plays his. The actual number of bachelors who have cried themselves to sleep over a woman is 40. Not lower, it's higher. And Jim Lang gets it. 40.
All right.
Jim, let's see what you had.
Good. There he goes. Here comes the comeback now. I can change that, but I'm not going to. I'll say lower.
Lower than a king. Yes, a 5.
Good. That's not a great card, but I'll say higher.
He's going to risk it higher. He's right with a jack.
All right.
Oh, I've got to catch him now. Lower.
Lower than a jack. No, a king is not lower. Back to the base card goes Jim. More importantly, Jack, you've got an 8 and a free chance to call off for the chance of the big money.
I can't change that, guy.
You must play it. You did not win the question.
So it's hunch time, really, isn't it? It's hunch time. It is higher.
Is it higher? Yes, it is. 9. Jack Clark wins it. And Jack continues his winning ways. He's going again for the big money. And Jim, we'll see you a little later in the tournament.
I'll be back.
I'm sure.
Good luck.
Thank you, Jim.
Thank you.
Jack, come on down here with me. And we're going to get to business immediately here. We don't want you. You're on a roll, so let's stay home.
Got to get some money for those kids.
You cut the money cards before we went on the air.
Yes, sir, did.
All right. You've already got $2,900. He's going to try to add to it right now. As soon as this podium stops, we'll go for the National Committee for the Prevention of Child Abuse. Let's go, Jack. Here we go. Hop on up. Cards that you cut before you went on the air are waiting for you, and we'll start dealing them out.
Okay.
As we give you $200 of new money, 3 cards to bet as you will on the bottom line.
I can't lose the 29, can I?
No, that's all. Oh,
good.
That's in the bank.
Kids. Okay,
that's in the bank for the committee. Absolutely.
All right.
Remember, $50 minimum bets till you get to the big bet where you must risk at least half the money.
Gotcha.
Here's 200. And good luck, Jack. We'll start you off. And remember, you can change the base card if you need to. Thanks, Melinda.
Everything
200 and a 9.
I changed that. Yeah, change that. Yeah.
Can't say as I blame you. Not a very good card. Can he improve it? Yes,
All
he can
right.
with a queen.
Half of it, $100 lower.
$100 that this is lower than a queen. And it is with a 7.
Can't change, can I?
Gotta play that.
$50. I'll go with the odds higher.
$50 minimum bet. Higher. He's right. Right up the middle with an 8.
That's heartbreak right there.
That's a bad one.
Without any psoriasis even, yeah. $50 is all. And this again is just hunch higher.
$50 higher. And the hunch pays off. With a king, 400. We move up the king and give you the other 200. You have $600.
All right. If I got the boss on my side, now we're going to start spending some money. $500 lower.
$500 lower than a king. Yes. Another 8. But $1,100 now.
Oh, that bad one. Yeah, $50. Go the other way, lower.
Lower for $50. Right again. Nicely done, Jack. $11.50 and a 5.
This is fun.
Tough crowd.
Blow out my pacemaker here. Yeah, I'm going to bet $300 higher.
$300 higher than a 5. He's right again. Woo. With a 6 and $14.50. Now you can change it if you'd like.
Change it. Change it.
Big change. Come on, let's see a great card for the big bet. A 9. Jack, you must bet at least $7.25. You have $14.50. You're looking at a 9. What's your big bet?
I don't know. I have no excuse for this, excepting it's just my plain hunch. Half of it higher.
Higher. Little against the odds, but he's got a feeling, and it's $725 more if this is higher. Yes, with a big 8. The hunch paid off. $2,175. Nicely done. You had bad cards, and you got a lot of mileage out of them.
That's the fringe benefit of being Irish, Jim. Yeah.
We will be back with Jim Lang and Tom Kennedy right after this. Did you ever see a place clear so fast in your life?
And I'll tell you, it was really tough getting rid of Jim Lang so I could come in here and face Tom Kennedy. This is the battle of the Titans.
I apologize. That's right. Yes, Jim had won his first match, and Jack had won his, so they played. So now it is Tom and Alex Trebek, who I apologize. You are not Jim Lang. I know that.
That's all right. You don't have to apologize.
Okay.
I'm glad you didn't refer to us as losers.
No, certainly not. We've dealt out 2 brand new decks of cards. Who are you playing for, Tom, again?
I am playing for the Cerebral Palsy School of Louisville, Kentucky.
All right. Alex?
Interagency Council on Child Abuse and Neglect Associates.
Let's get in there and make some money now, guys. Good to have you both back.
All right. We are ready.
And I've mentioned before, but it's a pleasure to have all of you here playing on behalf of charity. It's a delight. And Jack, Tom, we start with you.
Yes, sir.
Tom, we asked 100 newlywed women. Between your engagement and your wedding, did you manage to fit in one last man? How many newlywed women did have a quick fling between their engagement and
I don't
their
think
wedding?
very many, Jim. No. Once they reach the engagement period, I think they're just pretty well hooked. And then all they can think about, both sexes, is what are we going to do for the wedding and what are we going to do for the home, et cetera, et cetera. So, very low. Like, I'd say 19.
19 out of 100 had one last fling.
19 out of 100.
Oh, boy. They're yelling lower, and I suspect it's going to be lower. I agree with his thinking, but I think it's a little less than 19.
Even lower than that?
Yeah, lower.
The actual number of newlywed women who had a quick fling between their engagement and their wedding is 14. Alex is right. Oh, it's even lower. You're both around the right number.
Yeah, you know,
Well, let me play that very
That's
well.
what I knew something.
Alex, you've got a queen.
Pretty good.
I think I better stay with that. The next card should be lower.
Lower? No, king is not lower.
That looks like a jack to me.
Oh,
In Canada, we call that a
With
jack.
a jack? That's a
Well,
jack.
that's a jack.
that's a jack. I want to go lower.
Lower than a jack. Hey, that's a queen. That's not lower either.
What
to
is
fill
it?
in the spaces.
You think we
really
get on Wheel of Fortune?
I doubt it.
Question to you, Alex. Alex,
You know,
we found
bowling
100 men whose real name is
Aren't you
John
lucky?
Smith.
Oh,
John Smith.
There are a lot of
real
them.
name. 100 of them. We asked them, has a desk clerk at a motel ever refused to let you check in until you showed him your driver's license and proved you were really named John Smith? How many men named John Smith said the desk clerk just didn't believe they were named John Smith?
Well, wait a minute now. You're asking two different questions. You said you ended up by saying how many said they didn't believe, and the first part you said refused to let him in until he showed his ID.
Because they did not believe.
See, I'm sure. No wonder it's tough for me. I've got to answer two questions to his one.
How many? Come on.
Are we having a Talmudic discussion about this?
All right. How many desk clerks wanted proof that the guy was John Smith?
That's right.
22.
22 out of 100.
Well, I think there are very few because all they want to know is the color of your money.
That's right.
And so 22, he says, I think, though... No, lower.
Even lower.
Yeah.
First comes the lower. I was just thinking, can you imagine our staff going around and finding 100 people named John Smith just to ask them this dumb question? That's amazing.
We were at a Xerox convention.
Lower for Tom. The actual number of men named John Smith who have been refused a hotel room until they show their ID is 22, right on the money. Right exact.
Why don't you go, Alex?
It doesn't mean a thing. I always bomb out on the cards.
Yeah, but what it does mean, I think you've checked in under the name John Smith. You got that so right.
Once, but he wasn't supposed to report me.
Alex, you got a queen.
What? That's lower.
Lower than a queen. It is lower.
I want to change it now. Next one's got to be lower. My luck must change.
Oh, he's going to risk it. It did change for the good. A 3.
Higher.
Higher than a 3. A 7.
I'm going to freeze.
All right.
Alex needs one card.
Only one card left?
I'm not just your average dummy.
Your average chicken.
Oh, you're certainly unusual.
Yes, I'm an unusual dummy. Shape up, Tom. Sober up.
Tom, our man on the street, went to London where he asked 100 married men, if your wife told you that bow ties turned her on, would you wear one to bed? How many Englishmen said if it turned their wife on, they'd wear a bow tie to bed?
I think so. I think they'd wear it almost anywhere. I would say about 80, I would say 89.
89 out of 100. If it turned her on, they'd wear the bow tie.
I do believe Mr. Kennedy is not familiar with the English gentleman.
Oh, really?
It is not proper to wear a bow tie to bed.
It doesn't go...
Unless you have spats.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter who you have the spats with. Lower, I say.
Lower than that.
Lower.
Where do you put the umbrella? 89 and lower.
That's France.
The actual number of Englishmen who would wear a bow tie to bed if it turned their wife on is 31. It's lower. Alex is right again. Alex, you got a 7.
I can win the game. Wait a minute.
You can change it if you'd like. You have a 7.
Well, I'm going to change it.
Well, I can't blame you. It's not a very good card.
I thought it was sudden
That's
death.
better a queen. Well, the game is in lower. Yes, with a jack. Alex wins game 1. That looked like another queen, didn't it? We'll be right back right after this.